so y'all better cook. I got big dreams, you walk talk, when I walk, that's that big drip. When I slide, they go block, now they pissed off. Like I really give a I got big sauce, so y'all better catch up.
What is the big old deal, man? We are back cracking for another reaction. Yes, sir. Man, and yeah. This is gonna be a dope stream. Probably not gonna be able to go for 2 hours like I did yesterday. I started a little bit late today. Yeah, man. I think it's the ADHD kicking in. I'll be trying to get one task done, and then next thing you know, I'm doing something else. But yeah, man, look, we got King Pill and Adam. I don't know what happened or what's going on, but I wake up to this news, I guess, and I'm hearing that it's over $200. I mean, hey, but if you promise somebody to pay them some, some chili, then hey, get your money, man. But that's what I'm hearing it's over. But knowing how Adam probably didn't even tell him that he was gonna pay him, and I guess probably King Pill just expected like to get paid, because that's a lot of these street dudes. The only reason why they even care about No Jumper is because they look at it as it's another way to get a check, and they figure, I guess, because Adam has millions of subscribers, and he seemed like he got all this money, right? That he got this big facility that he just throwing money around, I guess. But let's go ahead and get into the content. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. Oh yeah, also look out too. I'm gonna be dropping a more in-depth, because I know y'all heard about YouTube. Well, it's not really a new policy, but their policy that they're enforcing, because this has always been their policy, but now they're just enforcing it. So a lot of the AI channels, a lot of the voiceover channels, a lot of the channels who just post lazy content, it's gonna get real tricky after July 15th. They're gonna start enforcing it. So I'll do a more in-depth breakdown of that. That's actually what I was working on, which is why I'm late, but whatever. Let's go. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. All right, here we go. Whoo, shit. All right, there we go. So King Pill tries to fight after the podcast. Man, he ain't never coming back to No Jumper. So I guess this is a video right here. It's the footage. Probably talking to him, asking him like, "Where my money at, man? Where my, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you, bro? What's up with that 200? Like, you think you could throw me something, man? Like, I'm coming up in here, I'm making you viral. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. Adam. So I wonder if we're gonna actually see some licks getting passed, though, because right now we're not seeing nothing. So and they will probably go in on the No Jumper show and probably see what Adam had to say about it. All right, hold on, let's go to this clip. So he's like, "I'm not gonna pay you anything, sir. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, see, look, he's like, man, you can't just give me my 200. Like, what's up, yeah, nigga? It's up on bees." They like, and see his homies. Oh wait, hold on down. His homies, shout out his homies, because they trying to like, they like, nigga, we just got our foot in the door. You about to crash out over $200, bro? Like, at the end of the day, if you're not bringing in like 4 extra type numbers, 607 unk type numbers, and even them, I don't even think they getting paid like that. Because you got to understand this too as well. This is No Jumper is a business, and Adam is a businessman. Now, as much as everybody like to hate on Adam and don't like him or whatever the case is, uh, uh, uh. Oh wait, hold on. I just seen something that said 4 extras is done. 4 extras is done with No Jumper. Oh sheesh. Hold on, it's getting tricky now. But Adam is a businessman at the end of the day, bro. Like, he got expenses. It costs to run that whole operation. Oh, y'all probably can't even see. Hold on, let me make myself a little smaller, I guess. Wait, nope. There we go. Yeah, so like um Adam is a businessman at the end of the day. So it's like you can't really get mad at him for if he don't pay you or not. He's giving you exposure at the end of the day. And shout out to King Pill homies because they understand like this is an opportunity, bro. This is a chance for us to get exposure. You shedding light on our community. Let's not F this opportunity up over $200. You gotta see the end game. But I want to get more context because there's no words in this. So I'm gonna go to the other where Adam is actually talking about it. But that's bro, you just got in the door. You acting like you just like, man, clout is a hell of a drug, man. And I feel like people be taking all this fame shit to the head. Like, because you getting a little traction, like nobody, all honesty, and I'm not even trying to like troll or be funny. King Pill, he got potential to become somebody big in the YouTube space if he plays cards right. But shooting yourself in the foot before you even get to the touchdown, make the touchdown, like, bro, you gotta chill. You going into that man's place of business and you acting entitled as if, and I understand like but you're not bringing in like nobody's going crazy over King Pill like that. He's not that viral, bro. He is, but he's not. He's not bigger than 4 extra. He's not bigger than 607. So it's like you gotta chill, man. You gotta like play your role, play your part, use that platform to build traction and get your platform big. You know what I'm saying? Like you burning bridges before you can even like that is the absolute wrong way to go about it. Right? That don't make no sense, man. And now they probably will never ever get to come back to No Jumper. Okay, hold on. Let's go check out and see what Adam is talking about because he actually spoke on it. So I'm gonna see if I can find it. Hold on, let me stop sharing this. Stop sharing. We're gonna go to the news. No Jumper news. No Jumper. Boom. Hold on, y'all. Let me find it real quick. We're gonna go see what Adam is talking about because they actually spoke on it. Oh wait, so this whole thing was just about that, right? All right, cool. So look, let's go. Let's see if we can find it. Let's go.
Posting something very, very important to Instagram, which you guys are all going to be able to go see momentarily. And of course, we got Donnie on the boards. Jaleesa is going to be here momentarily. And boy, do I have a story for you. So for those of you who are not entirely tapped into the 4 hours or so that we did on the No Jumper show last night. Had a very nice podcast. At one point, King Pill, let's just describe King Pill's mannerisms throughout this podcast. He was allegedly high and on shrooms. So that certainly was a different version of King Pill than we've ever gotten before. And
very appropriate timing, let's be real.
What are you adding that to the story or something?
Nah, literally, as I just posted it on fucking No Jumper, I guess the last video uploaded is a King Pill video where he got the gumdrops.
Because he knows that we're talking about him right now. What'd he say? I gotta see what he said. Okay, so what? He posted a reel. Adam almost got effed over. Cheap prick. Wow, this guy is such a lunatic. All right, well, anyway, we're going to get into this. So basically, King Bill was not his usual self. He was a very fun version of himself the first 2 times that we had him on the podcast. This time he came on the podcast, it was weird. He was quiet. He said he was on mushrooms. He was just silent.
He also got checked by ADAM22. I ain't going to say marked out, but he definitely did get checked by it. And I definitely seen, I'll say this, I definitely seen a shift in energy once ADAM22 got at him. I'm just saying, man. Like I saw what I saw, and it's getting crazy in these streets. But I feel like let's go.
Sitting in this chair, whatever. As the podcast goes, and he's being annoying too because he was saying how he didn't like the topics. And I'm kind of like, that might be like the most inaccurate thing you could possibly say in that moment because the topics were actually fire. We had really, really, really good topics. Obviously, a lot of tragedies, but we had very, very important things to discuss. And so he's complaining about the topics. It's kind of weird. And so one topic that just popped into my head, and people on the Reddit and everything are trying to frame this as if I was like really trying to set up an ADAM22 King Pill beef, which is not actually my intent there. Hello, Julius. How you doing? That was not really my intent. But I asked and I mentioned, King Pill, you censored some of the disses out of your song. Now I'm going to give you guys the backstory on that is that when I was in New York, I was with Hit a J3, Bomb to Juno, King Pill, and the conversation happened while we were all driving around an SUV together that maybe King Pill should consider censoring out some of the swear words from his, or not swear words, but gang disses from his songs, because in particular, there was one diss that could very much be perceived as a diss towards the 8 However, where King Pill is from, that same diss refers to another hood. Now, keep in mind, ADAM22 from 8 Gangsta Crip.
And by the way, we're gonna get into that as well. We're gonna react to that as well. But man. And I feel like this is my thing overall. Like, bro, if you want to go, like, it's one thing to go viral, but you're only gonna get so far dissing in songs and doing that whole thing. Like, it's bad for business. Let me just say that. It might be viral, it might catch attention, but at the same time, it's also putting a target on your back. It's also bad for business because if it's a target on your back, ain't nobody gonna want to mess with you or do any type of business or content with you because you could possibly put them in harm's way. And I just feel like it's corny. Like, as grown men, all the dissing and all that, leave that to like the teenagers and kids and shit like that. Like, when you grown, and even if you really feel like that's your ops, or you know, leave that stuff in the streets, bro. When you get on these platforms and it's YouTube and everything like that, you could possibly scare the money away, and they'll use you up and get rid of you, or they just won't do business with you at all. Like I said, I feel like King Pill has potential to be somebody, to be a character in the YouTube world, almost like a C-Mac. You know, even like how everybody clowns him that he wears like the army fatigue and he don't never change his outfit. But I also feel like that's good branding though, as far as, because guess what? It's keeping y'all talking about him. And I'm almost certain that he wears the army fatigue on purpose. That's like kind of like his like the same way 4Extra says off the back off the time. That's like his trademark. That's like King Pill's version of his trademark. Like when you see that army fatigue, you see that, you know that's King Pill. That makes him stand out from everybody, regardless of anybody trying to clown him and saying that he wears the same outfit and everything like that. And I'm pretty sure the dude washes his clothes. Come on now. But at the same time, guess what he's doing? He's keeping y'all talking about him. Let's go.
When I said that he censored out the swears, I didn't mention to who, not swears, but gang disses. When I said that, I didn't mention who might be offended. I didn't mention what it was, but very quickly, the Anhefe energy changed. And there's a clip, it's on the No Jumper Instagram, in which you could see Anhefe kind of turning up, not being super disrespectful to King Pill, but making it clear
he own that
he don't mess with that's not cool, etc. Everybody saw it, and then it got very, very, very awkward sitting on this couch because you have King Pill reading the chat, you have Anhefe reading the chat. They're both facing directly towards the chat and are 100% paying attention to it, reading it, and the chat is going off on King Pill. You ducked it, you tucked your shit, you's a bitch, you's a pussy, you just ranked it, like, etc. You just, everybody going in on King Pill, basically clowning him. A few, maybe 5% acting like Anhefe kind of a bully or whatever. But the overwhelming narrative was,
I don't think Anhefe was trying to be a bully. Let's just say that. Let me just say that. He was just standing on business, bro. He come from that cloth. He come from that era, bro. Like you know, when it was serious, that don't get taken lightly, you know. And he did what he was supposed to do. He wasn't trying to punk him. He just let him know, like, hey, what are you on? He checking the temperature. That's all. That's all he did was check the temperature. I don't consider that a mark out. Now, it could have very well been a mark out if King Pill would have reciprocated that energy, but he seen like, oh no, like he knew what it was, and it ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm glad it didn't go no further than that, and they was able to, like, you know, it was able to de-escalate or whatever the case is. But I feel like Anhefe did what he had to do, and I don't think that King Pill got marked out. Now, did he get checked or not checked? But did he get, you know, did Anhefe let the record reflect? Of course. He got to represent. He's not just him. You got to think about it. He's not just representing himself. He's representing a community. So he had to let it be known. You know, and but the energy did shift from King Pill after that. That's what I will say. I ain't saying he got punked or marked out though, but I'm just saying, energy don't lie.
King Pill, you just tucked your dick between your legs. Anyway, we come to the end of the podcast. And I even noticed Anhefe kind of trying to, like, be a little cool to King Pill after that, like kind of saying like a few things to him. But for the most part, they didn't really interact. For the rest of the podcast, and King Pill went silent. He barely said a word for the entire rest of the podcast.
Ant did try to be chill, though. There's a couple times he would, like, respond to what he said in a chill way.
And to be fair, I kind of feel like we saw a little bit of a different version of Anhefe yesterday because of the fact that he came in no lean, notably, just got in a car accident or just got a flat tire in his car. And it just felt like we were kind of feeling like a degree of aggression from Anhefe that we hadn't really seen. Like, even when him and Munchie got into like a weird argument about like who's the most violent race or if black people are bad for each other in society or some shit like that. Like the level that relatively simple argument got to was like kind of intense. Like it kind of ratcheted up the aggression to a degree that I wasn't really expecting. Either way,
dumb for even like responding to it.
Yeah, that got kind of intense too. Either way,
but at the same time though, like that very well could have been a problem, but I don't think so, because prior to that whole little incident that happened, I was watching it before it even got to that point, and everything was cool. They was laughing, joking, and doing the whole little nine. You feel me? Vibing. I just feel like Ant had to let it be known what it was. That's it. He had to represent his community the correct way, you know, and he stood on business. You feel me? And is more mature, but I think he had to let niggas know, like, ain't nothing sweet about me though, my nigga. Like, you know, I'm cool cause Ant always come off like real chill. He kind of remind me of like some of my relatives, you know what I'm saying? Like, they be cool, calm, collected, you know, easy going, you know how to vibe, you know, laugh with you, joke with you a little bit, you know, just cool, chill. But don't get him amped though. Cause that gorilla you're gonna wake up that giant, you know, and that's what literally what we saw, man. It was just a warning. That was like a warning shot. Like, hey, look, chill out with all that, or be clear about what you mean and mean what you say. That's all that was. That was just a, you know, that was more so aggressive way of getting the understanding. That's it.
Podcast ends, and I think everybody's thinking in the back of their head, we got to get these guys out of here in a timely fashion.
I don't think they'll
in a
do
way
all that.
where nobody has any interaction, whatever. So what's up? So we finish up stuff here. We go out there. As I walk out there, I see that Aunt Hefe is already kind of dipping, and that Munchie's like damn near out the door, and the Pomona boys and King Pill are the only ones left, right? No big deal. I'm like, okay, cool. They got out smoothly. That's good. I go. I'm hungry as hell. Start heating up my meal in the microwave. As I'm heating up the meal in the microwave, King Pill comes over to me, and he says, yo, what's up with the money for that episode? Because I had actually told King Pill, I was like, listen, like, I want to try you out consistently on the Tuesday show. He said, all right, but bro, I'm broke, so I need money. Like, you know, are you going to be able to pay me? I said, okay.
Damn, why you gotta Adam? Adam did not have to say all that. Like, you could have said that without talking about he broke and everything. Like, but all in all fairness, he did try to fight you. So he did try to fight Adam. So it's all fair game, I guess, right? But you didn't have to put that man. But he put himself in that predicament. Like, I feel like if he would have jumped out his body like that over $200, you got to look at the bigger picture, man. And this is the thing too. Like, this is the thing. Like when with these people that come to these big platforms and feeling entitled, bro. It's like sometimes you got to think for the long game and how beneficial it could be. You're coming to a platform that has 4 million subscribers. He literally told you, I want to try you out for the Tuesday show. Meaning you're consistently coming on a show. Well, guess what that means? You're consistently building your buzz. You're consistently getting exposure from 4 million people in the world. Which if you do it the correct way and you brand yourself the right way, and you manage yourself the right way, you could grow your own platform. Just like everybody else, just like AD did, just like T-Rail did, just like and the list goes on. The Brick Babies and Munchie Bees and Aunt Hefe's. Like, bro, sometimes niggas gotta learn how to see the vision, man, and have a vision. Because without a vision, the people perish. You feel me? You're supposed to take advantage of the situation. Like, okay, look, I might not be getting paid. You know, I might be getting paid crumbs, but what can I get out of this though? You can still get exposure, which you can bring that traffic from No Jumper and bring it back to your own channel and bring it back to your platforms, which eventually you can monetize on your channel, and you won't even be tripping off of making money from Adam, which I'm pretty sure if you started bringing the ratings up to the channel, I'm almost certain he gonna pay you something. It might not be the biggest check in the world, but he gonna give you, you know, something worth your time or whatever the case is. But let's go. I feel like that was just a dumb move. That wasn't smart. Like, you rather diminish your opportunity for a couple $100. That wasn't smart. That just wasn't smart.
Hey, cool. We'll be able to give you a little bit of money for appearing on here or whatever. Is the music seriously that loud? What the fuck is wrong with these girls? Just so you guys know, it's a plug talk day. We got to make sure that door stays closed. This is insane. But anyway, so
Calvin Harris DJing in the next room.
yeah, shout out to Calvin Harris. God damn, I really just wanted to get through the story of these pieces of shit. Oh, they closed the whatever. Anyway, so King Pill starts coming over to me, talking to me about this $200 or whatever the fuck it was. He's saying, "Yo, like, can you send me that money right now?" I said, "Yeah, you know the group chat that I put you in with Josh? Just text that, and Josh will send it to you by the end of the night." He goes, "By the end of the night?" He's like, "I'm trying to get paid right now. I need that money to get home." And I'm like, you realize that like a lot of people who work here, you know, you get paid like every 2 weeks, every month, whatever. At the end of the week,
and that's the thing. People think like just because you like that's the thing. People get a misconception like when it comes to businesses, just because they and that's how you know niggas be pocket watching. That man already agreed to give you money, which he didn't have to do, because you're already getting something out of the deal regardless. You're getting exposure. Now, what you choose to do with that exposure, that's on you. But he don't owe you money, especially if you're not an employee, because at the end of the day, No Jumper is a business. It's not a hangout spot. It's not just somewhere you bring all the homies and turn. No, bro, it's a business at the end of the day. He's running a business. It costs to turn the lights on. It costs to rent that warehouse. It costs to pay his employees and his staff, and then you know what I'm saying? Like all that shit costs to keep that business running. So it's not like niggas just got money to just be thrown around. Like he's just balling out of control. It's expenses that goes into this, man. In order to run this business, that's $1 million warehouse at that. It's not cheap every month. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure his overhead is pretty high. But and the fact that he agreed to still pay you, and then you got mad because he didn't want to pay you on the spot. This is not the streets. You ain't gonna go to your job. You're not gonna go work at, and this is the thing, you're not gonna go to fucking to work at Chipotle and on your first day you tell the boss, "Hey man, you think you could pay me for what I, you know what I'm saying, pay me for what I work for today?" No, you gotta wait just like everybody else until that pay period, until everybody else get their checks. That's how it's supposed to go professionally. Like, yeah, man, he gonna ruin his own career before he even gets started. God damn.
I'm like, it's not like, why are you acting like it's just like the most obvious thing in the world that you're supposed to be getting paid instantly as soon as you finish the podcast? Like, you got to chill. Like, the idea is that you're supposed to be on here consistently, you know, and it's like, why are you putting pressure on me to pay you instantly as soon as, you know, it just like struck me as a very weird thing. But his energy is weird. He's walking towards me. He's like really like kind of getting close to me and stuff. Pull up the No Jumper Instagram. We're gonna start reviewing the footage of what actually happened in the office right here, because it's very.
Me and Donnie were both there too, so
yeah. So I do have some people who can attest to the way that this whole situation went down. All right, let's pull up this video. Here we go. King Pill tries to fight ADAM22 after their podcast. Now, there's no audio here, but we're going to be able to see the body
I mean, you can see it from that first pick. Look at the body language in the first pick.
Yeah, okay, so let's press play.
You went on screen, right?
Yeah, obviously. So you see me to the left, and that's King Pill wearing the army fatigues. We love a man in uniform.
Yeah.
And so he's kind of pressing me right now. He's saying, like, you know what, can you send it right now? I said, Josh can send it. He goes, can you make him send it right now? I'm like, if you want, you could call him. He goes, why can't you call him? He's like, it's your business. You could call him. He's like, just pressing me about like the dumbest shit possible right now. And those are all his boys.
You see how Shorty tried to reach out and like grab his hand and tell him to chill too, really subtly?
Yeah. And so, okay, I'm like grabbing.
Yeah, because his homies is smart. Like, they like, bro, you about to ruin an opportunity to where we just getting our feet in the door, bro. Like, you about to burn that bridge over $200. Not smart, bro. Like, that was the dumbest move you could do.
Food
that was so
out
idiotic.
Of the microwave right now, slightly off camera, and you'll see that I start to walk kind of across the office, You're gonna see this in just 1 second. He's still talking to me in a rather aggressive way at this point. It's like slowly ratcheting up. And this is me walking away and being like, bro, you need to chill. Like, Josh will get it to you, whatever. Okay, go to the next one. And like you can see, he's kind of like in my face now, right? Look at the way he's walking towards me. Look at the body language. Look how he's like, and then look he just bumped into me, and then I kind of like push him away.
And he be a young boy doing his thing, boy.
Jump in
out
here.
to him.
They're pulling him away. They're separating him. So what's he do? He pulls out his phone, typical internet thug, pulls out his phone, starts filming. I'm sure he's going to drop this footage at some point. He starts calling me the F slur, starts acting like I'm a bitch. The reason why I'm in the cubicle now is because I was looking for a lighter, and I was actually grabbing one off of Mikey's desk. So I'm trying to light a spliff right now, and King Pill trying to film a skit. He's trying to act like real angry. He's mad. But his boys are the ones standing in between him. Now look what he does here. He knocks the balls off, and he's still talking shit on the way out. And his boys go, shout out to his boys, honestly. The rest of the dudes from Pomona, we got to give it to them that they immediately shut the situation down because you got.
Hey, how much you want to bet? How much y'all want to bet he gonna bring his homies back on there? Y'all know how the 16ster do. You know what I'm saying?
You got to understand, the 22ster keep that fire on him. So when King Pill is doing all this, I'm starting to do the math in my head. And I start thinking, okay, so what's the line that needs to be crossed here in order for the 22ster to up blick on Cuh? Now, in my head, what I established almost immediately was like, if he punches me, I'm pulling out and I'm going to start shooting at him. Okay? That's what's going on in my head. It's like, that's the line that needs to be
ready
crossed
to
here.
take it there with him.
Him just standing close to me is not enough for me to turn this into this kind of situation, right? But either way, like it ended so quickly, and his homies seemed like they were the ones that really.
And if Adam would have did that because he's in California, his ass will be in jail. What? Yes. But I don't know. The circumstances might be different because he's actually at his place of business. Technically, he's not at home or anything like that, or outside. It's his property, and that's the actual building. So maybe it could be different. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments.
Like we're more even tempered. And I mean, his homies really, and like Lush can probably attest to this because he actually went to the neighborhood, but basically, like, you can tell that they appreciate the fact that they're even at No Jumper because let's be real, if you're from Pomona, it's an hour away. You're not really necessarily used to like going to places like No Jumper or whatever. And they're looking at King Pill like, okay, he's the dude that's kind of getting our foot in the door to kind of be doing more music stuff, more industry stuff, more internet stuff. And so I think in that moment, his boys are kind of viewing this like, oh, he's about to screw up all the motion that we've kind of got going at this point in terms of the hood vlog, King Pill being in New York. Keep in mind, yes, I did 2 interviews with King Pill. I was also in New York staying in the same hotel with him for like 3-4 days, right?
So you consider him a friend to a degree.
I felt like we had the kind of relationship that was actually legit. He's asking me for advice. He's asking me what I should do, what he should do in his career. He's asking me what, kind of moves he should make. He's telling me, yo, I'm thinking about moving back to the California area. I'm thinking about, if I move out there, do you think that we'll be able to consistently do content on No Jumper? And I'm telling them like, yes, bro, like I actually kind of believe in you. I think that you have potential maybe as a podcaster or whatever. Now,
wait a minute. So he don't live in California?
After the Tuesday show, I was very let down, and I was very much thinking like, oh, I'm tweaking. Like I'm crazy because he sucked yesterday. Like he just didn't say shit. He was just sitting there quietly. It was terrible. So I'm already kind of checking myself in my head of like, oh yeah, that ain't gonna work because he showed up like the worst version of himself possible. He wasn't funny. He wasn't charming. He wasn't interesting. It was just boring. And then he gets marked out by Aunt Hefe, quote unquote marked out. Some people could view that as being not a mark out and actually more of just like a check-in. But it was something.
A stern talking to.
It was a stern talking to, for sure. Anyway, the crazy thing about it is that the thing that he decided to use to turn up on me was just so illogical in nature, because I've never had anybody expect that they were going to get paid like 5 minutes after the podcast ended. And when I tell them like, oh, it might take like an hour for him to get back to you, that you trip out like that and start damn near thinking about assaulting me. Like that to me was just so mind blowing. And obviously anybody with half a brain could probably figure out how I feel about this, which is that I now no longer fuck with King Pill in any way, shape, or form. I have to admit, Flacco has been in the group chat telling us over and over and over, this guy is a J-Cat. He's a piece of shit. He's a clout chaser. Really, I should have listened to 4 Extra too. Said he was a smoker. Said he was a weirdo. Here we are. 4 Extra,
Look.
I may have been wrong. Flacco, I got to admit that you were right.
Just that simple. I mean, not that simple. Just that easy. Opportunity gone. He done messed it up for the whole Pomona. Golly. Hopefully his boys, you know, Adam don't cut them off. But man, who's to say, man? King Pilden just ended his whole career, shot himself in the foot. Damn.
Right about a lot of stuff, and I hate that. I hate having to admit
Flacco being right.
Flacco being right is probably the worst thing that I could ever imagine. But that is, in fact, how this went down. And honestly, I think it was probably the first time that any rapper, person that we had on the podcast, etc., had ever tried to like do anything physical towards me in any kind of way, shape, or form. Now, when you watch the clip, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably going to rewatch this, you can't tell that King Pill really like wasn't doing anything until his boys got between him. You know, like
that's when he brought out his camera. And
that's when his camera comes out, and that's when it becomes the kind of thing of like, oh, like hold me back. I don't want to. Oh yeah, hold me back. I'm gonna do something to him. Like he didn't have that energy. He was just kind of standing close to me until his homies started jumping in between him, and then all of a sudden he's Hulk Hogan. Now, I guess I'll turn it to Donnie and Lush, who are both there. What was this like for you, witnessing this insane situation?
Well, first of all, shouts to the dudes from 456 that were there, because I really feel like they recognized very quickly what time it was, and the fact that they like it could have been a different dynamic if they would have just backed his play. You know what I mean? There's other people like a 4 Extras, for example. I feel like if 4 Extras friends saw him getting mad, I don't know if they would want to come. They might be like, we're all tripping now.
You kind of got the vibe that this was not the first time that this ever happened, that they're sort of used to having to calm him down, and that when he is in that situation that they know that he's kind of a volatile person.
But I don't think 4 Extra like is like he crazy, but he's not like dumb. I don't think he would have reacted the same way. I feel like he would have took it like, all right, cool. Just make sure you just pay the chili. That's all. Because as turned up as 4 Extra is, I just don't see him doing nothing like that, like what King Pill did, because he understands the assignment. Now, on the other hand, if Adam disrespected him or his community, then that's a different story. He might whoop your ass. I'm just saying. Shit. But yeah, man, that's it for this reaction though, man. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, man. I'm gonna get at y'all on the next one. I'm gone.
Every day it's like I feel more pressure, give more effort. Feel steady rolling in the due day crept up. Feel like I'm next up, life gon' test ya. My range close, aim, know the boy a heavy stepper. Lanes change, rearrange, ain't no crime body. Heart is weaving through the smoke, got my vision cloudy. Heavy stress on my brain, ain't no way around it. Navy SEAL when I flow, no you can't drown me. No brakes, all gas, get my weight up. A nigga on the road, fellas.